Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, welcome back to another episode of the Record Report. Y'all know what it is, man. It's the Buffalo Fanatics, and we got ourselves a little show today. And already in the chat, my man Brandon is absolutely losing his ever-loving mind. Brandon, golly, brother, you gonna be all right? You're going to be all right, Brandon. You're going to be all right. Anyway, folks, what's up? What's happening? Do me a favor while you guys chime in and jump in here. Jump in, show a little love, a little like here and there. Smash that. And if you have not followed, you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and follow that. And then we'll go from there. All right. So I see some people are upset because your boy wants to have conversation. Whatever happened to having conversation, folks? We can't have conversation? Is all conversation just null and void? We can't talk about certain things? We can't have grown folk discussions. I mean, where we at? Anyway, let me get in my show. Welcome everybody. Come on in. Brandon's upset. Mike's upset, and we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna let y'all know. You guys already know I like discussions. I like to hear your viewpoints, and if you have any viewpoints you guys want to share, y'all know what to do. Hit that comment section, and I like discussion. You guys know what it is, man. But before we get into James Cook and all of the hoopla, if you will, NFL owners meetings. The NFL owners meetings took place, and there were some rule change, conversations that were happening. And some rules got accepted, some rules got denied, and some have just been tabled. They're not quite sure what exactly to do with it. And one of them is the good old tush push. Even our own head coach is all about X-nay on the push nay. You know what I mean? Even though we've had great success with it, I still feel that it's an unsafe play, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we'll get into all of that in just a moment. So let me jump in by jumping into the first one. The first topic conversation that was taking place. Let me get my notes up here. Get out of my phone. So it was the overtime format. The overtime format was a conversation that this came from the Detroit Lions crew. The Detroit Lions, they came in with a rule change. They said, hey, folks, the overtime process, how's that work? Is it only going to work for the playoffs? How about we integrate what we've changed in the playoffs and make it regular season? And if you guys are forgetting what took place, it's the infamous Bills-Chiefs game when Mahomes had his opportunity and Josh Allen never got an opportunity to kind of, clap back. And they've changed that for the playoff format. And folks, playoff format is now in the regular season. So both teams will now be guaranteed a possession in regular season overtime, aligning with the playoff rule. Regular season overtime is reduced from 15 minutes to 10. And the result of that, approved. So that's what's going to take place. So if, in fact, teams do get into a sticky situation where they just can't decide the final results in regular play, then it's going to go to the playoff overtime format, which is now the regular season playoff format. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that all shakes out, and more exciting football for everybody. There's going to be a winner, and you're going to get both sides of the football that are going to go to each team, right? You're going to get a shot, and you're going to get a shot, and we'll see who the best team is. So that has been approved. So kudos to the league on deciding on that. Other rule that was put in was the kickoff and touchback rule. You guys already know what it was. The green zone they implemented in 2024. It seems as though they're going to now make that a permanent juncture of the game. Not only that, they tweaked it just a little bit. So now what's going to take place is the kickoff rule will now, the touchbacks will now be placed on the 35-yard line which was previously the 30-yard line. So now it's going to be on the 35-yard line. So that being said, it has now been approved. All right. So what that means is instead of when these touchbacks keep happening, I mean, you got the ball in the 30, now it's going to the 35. So these kickers are now going to have to adjust. I mean, shoot, we can't just keep giving these guys these touchbacks and make them hit on the 35. So guess what? We're going to have to try to make this ball stay in play so there's more action for the football fans to view. Because too often we saw kick, touchback, and then, get the ball in the 30 and let's roll. Let's keep it rolling. So now it's been moved from the 30 now going up to the 35-yard line. So it'll make teams think differently on what exactly they want to do in terms of how this is going to play, how it's going to play out. All right, number 3, the replay assist. That is the expansion that they've been asking for. All right, so now the rule, which has been approved, replay officials can now provide expanded assistance on objective elements of play. So when these refs come out here and make a bogus call, and you're sitting here blatantly saying, bro, what's up with that? Now the replay assistants come in and say, oh, hold on. Based on what we've seen, we're about to, overrule and say, let me reverse the call or whatever the case is. So I like this rule. This rule is long overdue. Long overdue. We've been seeing terrible calls for so long with all the technology that they're bringing, cameras zinging all over the place. And I mean, all the new technology, we were holding on to, the judgment of these referees, and we get it. We want to still keep the game in the referee's hands and allow the human elements to make the game the way it is. But there's just been too many egregious calls and things that are just blatantly right in your face. And even when sometimes, and this is the worst part, you would replay it, they'd still get it wrong. They'd say, no, we're going to keep the same play. You're like, what are they saying? So hopefully this is just an enhanced version of it. So the replay assist expansion has been approved. So what it's going to do is they say it's going to include helping the game with administrative issues. So I call it what you want. So pretty much when these refs keep, fumbling the game, well, we're going to try to kind of, fix this up a little bit. So we're going to see how that all shakes out at the end. But I can't see, this can only be improved. This can only be, it's a good thing. That's the way I look at it. All right, here we go. One of my favorites is the elimination of the chain measurement gang, right? The chain gang, right? The 3 dudes that are usually whenever you played ball, it was just 3, mom, 3 uncles or 3 dads that would say, hey, you guys want to do sticks? Come on over and grab the sticks, and the refs will tell them exactly what to do. Well, in the NFL, that's what it felt like sometimes. So you're sitting here going, yo, this should be measured by the chain gang. Chain gang sitting there chilling, right? Head ref should be calling them, say, yo, we need to figure this out. So they've now changed that process. That's going to be interesting to see because we're so used to seeing that. There's an element of the game when you saw those 3 guys come out with the chains and seeing, the ref comes in and grabs the links and says inches, right? Gone. That'll be gone. So now what's going to take place is traditional chain measurements will be replaced with the camera-based system for first downs. Chain crews still available as a backup. So they'll still be there just for, I guess for the look of it. So I'm with you. So I guess for the look of it, that's the way it is. So that being said, the chain gang will still be there, but for us to now measure first downs, it's going to be done electronically. I think the UFL, I don't know if they're taking what the UFL's done, but the UFL has obviously the technology in the football and obviously the pylon for the first down marker. And if those don't sync up, it'll tell you. And I think in the UFL game, there was a point where quarterback tried to go in, he got smashed at the line, and it was just literally less than an inch decided it. And the technology came through. So if that's the same technology they'll be using, this will allow the game to be a lot more accurate. All right. Let's keep it pushing. Thursday night game flexibility. Some people love Thursday night games. Some people hate them. Some people just say, I just love football. So let me in. All right. So Thursday night game flexibility. The NFL can now flex Thursday night games with 21 days notice. Previously, it was 28. So they gave them a shorter time to make a choice. So if you got 2 bum ass teams that's gonna be playing, ain't nobody trying to watch that, they might try to flex that, right? Only thing is, if you're not a team that likes to play on Thursdays and all of a sudden they're like, yo, the Giants and the freaking Jaguars are playing. Ain't nobody trying to watch that mess, right? So let's try to flex them. Let's get Tampa versus, I don't know, whatever. We'll flip that game to put on a Thursday night game. That would suck. So, but I mean, it's 21 days notice. So it gives these guys 3 weeks to kind of prepare. This is what you're going to be doing 3 weeks from now. So prepare yourself. That's what it's going to be. So that should be fun. So to avoid that, make the games, schedule makers, try to make it work out, right? That's right. Nobody's trying to see the Seahawks and Bears. Papa Bill, you ain't lying, man. Ain't nobody trying to see those Seahawks and Bears. Get out of here with that mess. They ain't trying to hear all that. So that's actually hilarious. So so that is what is taking place in terms of the changes. Now, last one, uniform policy update, right? So I know some folks were like, oh, shoot, we're going to get those red helmets. I mean, those red helmets you love so much. But anyway, uniform policy update. Teams can now wear throwback or alternate jerseys up to 4 times per season. Previously, it was 3. So now you have an extra game where you can wear your alternate jerseys. Now, the Bills are one of those teams where they don't have like those interesting, flashy jerseys. You know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? A little bit of red, a little white, all red, whatever the heck they want to do. It's like, it's not like we have like the old school Green Bay Packers ones and or the Steelers, right? We don't got any of those things. So hopefully, shoot, maybe we'll see the red helmets. Maybe we'll not. I don't know. Maybe they're going to wait until we get to the new season and then they'll do it in the new season, the new stadium. Who knows? All right. So those were the rule changes that were approved. Now, there were some that were tabled, and they're just not quite sure what exactly they want to do with it. So it goes like this. Proposals that were tabled was the tush push. That was the big one, right? Do we ban the tush push? Do we not? I'm in favor of keeping the tush push. I don't care. I don't want to hear nothing about it, right? Now, I think the one rule change they can do is if you're going to do the tush push, and we know that the linemen are being pushed from the back, from running backs, receivers, or whoever, including the quarterback. Shoot, if I know that tush push is coming at 31, then the rule change, in my opinion, should be linebackers can push on the defensive lineman. So that way there's even playing field. You can push, I can push. All right. And let's keep it pushing. All right. That's the way I look at it. But they've tabled it. They're not sure what they not sure what they want to do. I think they're still trying to gather data. Listen, you've seen it. I've seen it. There were 2 teams that were mega successful in doing the tush push, the Eagles and the Bills. If it was that easy, everybody would be able to do it, but it's not. You got to have the personnel. You have to have, the type of players that can do the job. And if you ain't got the beef at the line and you got the quarterback, this ain't for you. It's that simple. It just ain't for you. So right now it is tabled. They're not sure what they want to do with it. So the league considered banning it. The QB sneak or tush push result, no votes taken, discussion postponed to further analysis. So whatever analysis they're trying to go through, we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, the Lions, they proposed another one. They came in with playoff seeding change. Now, I was looking forward to seeing what they were going to do with this one. The playoff seeding change would have reseeded playoff teams on overall record, meaning rather than automatically rewarding division champions, right? Like a 8 and 9 team winning the division, they're now become the freaking division leader, and now they have like they get the first dibs. Now, if you got the best record, that's the 4 teams with the best records. That's who's going to be at the top of the heap. And right now, they're still discussing that. They're still discussing that. They still feel that they need to have a few things in place to make it where I don't know what you need to discuss. If I got look, you had the Vikings and the Lions, both teams nice as heck, and they're sitting here. One's a 1st seed and one's a 5th seed, which is absolutely wild, right? Two of the better teams in the division in the league, and then you got one battling for the 1st and the 5th. How crazy is that, right? So you see it. So they tabled it. They're not sure yet. So I'm sure they're going to try to figure that out. I have a feeling they'll end up approving it and making it that way. So, but some people don't like to change tradition. They might want to keep it that way. You never know. We'll see how that all plays out. Papa Bear says, I do agree with the Lions. How does a 14-3 Vikings travel to La La Land to play the 10-7 Rams? Ridiculous. Please change the seeds. I think it could happen. The only way I can see it getting blocked is if you got old school owners like, nah, We ain't changing nothing. Leave it the way it is. I don't care if you want to make winning your division a thing. Win your division, but if your whole division is buns, I mean, nobody's trying to see. Like, can you imagine? I mean, what division was just buns all the way through, and you didn't care? I think the NFC South is normally like that. It's always jumbled around, and you don't really care who is that one. Get out of here with that. Anyway, so that was tabled, and last but not least, a couple more. Onside kick. Some folks want to propose allowing teams to run a single offensive play instead of the onside kick to retain possession. Result: no votes taken. So to discuss that. That was a tough one. So instead of, I mean, the onside kick is, what did it say? It was like a 7% chance of you having success or something like that, less than 7. So shoot, let me run a play. Let me run a play, 1st and 20. And if I get it, I don't know what they're going to do about that. I think that's what they're trying to figure out, the parameters on how do you gain your possession back? How does that work out? That one's a tricky one. I don't know what they want to do with that one. I can see why they tabled it, because I wouldn't be sure what I want to do with that either. Like, it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one. So that's the one that they are proposing, and it's now been postponed. It's tabled, and that's what it is. And long story, and actually, the last one, was the proposal that was rejected. The lone proposal that was rejected was defensive holding. Now, I found that one interesting, right? Defensive holding and illegal contact adjustment proposed by the Detroit Lions. Detroit was busy. They were busy trying to make some more rule changes into their favor, maybe. Anyway, I guess their boy, who was that young corner that kept on getting called for holding that was killing them? How about you talk to your boy? Talk to your boy and stop getting so handsy. You know what I mean? And that way we don't have to worry about that. The Detroit Lions think they slick. They tried to get one past you, trying to help your boy. Tell him to get his DB skills up. Anyway, defensive holding and illegal contact, that was rejected. That would have removed automatic first downs or defensive holding and illegal contact penalties. So that got rejected. So, you know what I mean? Whenever you get a defensive holding, it's an automatic first down. So they didn't want that. They just want the yardage. If it's a 5-yard penalty, cool. I'll take that 5-yard penalty. But nah, you ain't going to dock me the yardage and you're going to get an extra first down as well. Bro, it's one or the other. But the NFL was like, take these middle fingers. We ain't changing that. It's staying the way it is. So those were the proposed rule changes. Those that got rejected, single one. Those that got postponed, there are a few, and several that got actually approved. All right. So the main one that people were looking for was the tush push. That's been the topic of conversation, and that's been postponed for now. So we'll see how that all changes up. My man Richie Fresh comes in with a super chat. He says, hey, this playoff seeding rule is dumb. This doesn't happen enough to implement the rule change. If nothing else, redo the divisions. Jacksonville to the AFC East. Bills didn't propose second seed gets by again. Bills didn't. So here's how I look at it. Like, it's not. I can see why they said, yeah, let's talk about it. But I can also see why people are like, yo, like, I don't want to see two great teams have to deal with 1 and 5 seeds. But here's the way I look at it. Whether you see me number 7 or whether you see me number 1, I'm in the dance. And if I'm in the dance, anything's a go. Anything's go. So it really shouldn't matter who the heck you play, right? If you're nice like that, you should be able to take down every team that you play, no matter who, no matter what, whatever the case is. Now, I get it. Home field advantage is what you want. I get that part. And home field is nice. So I think that's what the conversation should be. But I mean, shoot, if you're a ball player, it don't matter where we play. Let's ball. Let's roll and let's play. But home field advantage is nice. Home field advantage is nice. I'll never deny that. It's just they tabled it for a reason. But I appreciate that super chat coming from my man Richie Fresh, always looking out. My man Jason Miller, what up, Jace? He says, with inconsistency of PI calls, right, pass interference, an automatic first down on illegal hand. I think you're saying illegal contact. Holding, keep the onside. Would hate penalties deciding that. Oh, that's a good point. That is a good point. Yeah, keep that. Yeah, you know what? That's a great point. So I think those ones, the ones that they tabled, I'm sure there was some really compelling, arguments from both sides or whoever was in these meetings, all the owners or whatnot. So I'm sure there was some compelling arguments back and forth. And they're like, yo, listen, we can't decide, man. We're 50-50 down the split. So are we good to just table for now? Yeah. Okay, cool. And hear ye. Hear ye? Cool. And they table that bitch. So I guess we'll see next year's owners meeting. I mean, unless they tabled it until later this offseason, and maybe they'll touch on it, but we'll see. We shall see. Anyway, I wanted to get that out of the way before we got into the meat and potatoes of this discussion. I don't think it's as meaty as some may read this topic that I'm about to hit, but I think it's a worthy conversation to have, because there are some folks that are really, I guess I'll use the word split on this whole James Cook situation. I feel like he's been a hot topic this offseason, but this is what's trending right now. All right. So as you may know, the Bills recently gave Christian Benford his deal. So Christian Benford now has inked a solid deal with the Buffalo Bills, earning him 4 years, $76 million. The details have not come about, but if you look at the numbers, purely by looking at the numbers, my man's is getting $19 million a year. And that was my argument for Christian Benford to get. I didn't think he was worth 20 mil. Not that he's not worth 20 mil. I think he's a talent. I think he's a solid talent. But for you to get in that 20 mil, you got to be amongst the guys that are getting 20 mil. And there's accomplishments behind that. And I stand on it, and I stand on it to this day. And I think that's what Brandon Beane was probably discussing with my mans, right? And that being said is, listen, get me a Pro Bowl. Be acknowledged. Get the accolades. Now, I'm not saying it's an end-all, be-all, but it's definitely a conversation to have. Show me something to warrant, you getting 20 mil. You can't sit here and you got some injury history. So staying on the field was an issue. We didn't have you when we needed you, and that's not your fault. Concussions happen. It's the part of the game. But if you asking for 25, bro, you got to show me where you're 25 at. Where's your All-Pro? You want to see the guys that do have the 25 mils, the 22 mils, that got the Pro Bowls, the All-Pros, the AP this and that, and so on and so forth. So they can ask for those things. So, but we see your arrow is pointing upward. So here's where we got you. 19 mil. You're in the Jalen Johnson conversation. You're in the L'Jarius Sneed conversation. And that's great company. You're in great company. 4 years, 76 mil. That is a fantastic deal for the Bills. That's a fantastic deal for Christian Benford. You're paid handsomely. 76 mil? Man, gone are the days when DBs were getting 30 mil and you thought it was you were living the life. Not so much right now. 19 mil? Bro, you nice, man. And in the words of Josh Allen, what's another few mil gonna do for me that 19 mil ain't gonna do it? Like that 19 mil a year is going to, I'm good. I set my family up perfect. I'm straight. I just got to keep doing what I do and I'll be all right. And he's a deserving candidate. So I bring this all up because the topic of conversations that's been happening over social media was, take a look at what's going on. If you're paying attention, Greg Rousseau, silent, signed. Terrell Bernard, silent, signed. Right? Khalil Shakir, silent and signed. You see where we're going with that. Josh Allen, very silent. He don't talk about that type of stuff. Silent and signed big time. Right? You see those things. So when you're looking at the young core players that got signed, Khalil Shakir, Greg Rousseau, Christian Benford, Terrell Bernard, none of them went public with wanting this and wanting that. They kept their mouth shut. They let their play do the talking, and they got paid. Now, does the conversation now is, but does all that chatter have anything to do really with James Cook not getting paid? Because out of all those guys that I named, none said a peep, and they got paid. They let their play do the talking. James Cook could have easily let his play do the talking, and it could have got him his money. But he got out there and was talking fresh. I wouldn't even say talking fresh because he wasn't really talking. He don't talk. He was just eyeball emoji and everything. He pocket watching. But that's normal. You got to pocket watch. When you see some of your cats, some of the RBs getting paid, and you see what Saquon was able to do, and you had 16 rushing touchdowns, you got to strike while the iron is hot. And that's exactly what he did. Problem is, You're not messing with a new GM that caves to the pressure. This is an OG. Brandon Bean is an OG, triple OG in this game. He's been in this game a long time. So what's up to my man Maybach Mel? Ça passe mon cher, même moi, man. Salut. Anyway, Brandon Bean's been part of the game for a minute. So you're not gonna social media bully his ass. He's learned his lesson. And his lesson was dealing with, I'm not saying that Stephon Diggs tried to bully his way, but I mean, he's not here for the tactics. He sees how nasty it can get, right? He took full advantage when there was some nastiness going on with Stephon with the Vikings. He was like, yo, let me see what's going on over there, right? We got 4 solid years with Stephon Diggs. I mean, obviously the tail end of the 4th year didn't work out well, but he's seen what it can do. You know what I mean? When certain things start getting out social media, you know what I mean, and you taking off all your Bills gear off your stuff. So you try to, you know what I mean, you trying to set a precedent. You trying to, you know what I mean, you trying to flex on Brandon Bean. Now, does Brandon Bean look at it that way? Who knows? This is all speculation. But one thing's for sure, we know that you can see the proof of the pudding. None of the guys that got paid said anything public. Everything was kept in-house. You got what you got, and you moved on. Some might even say, and this is just my opinion, I'm not going to say some, I'll say me. I look at this as these negotiations are happening, right? Hey, you see what Cook is doing right now? This is why y'all got paid. Y'all grinded, put your head down. You know what we're trying to do. Our quarterback took less money. Y'all may have to take a little less money. Are y'all good with that? Talk to your agents. Agents went and say, yo, man, listen, you trying to get paid? Yo, you might lose a couple mil. But I mean, this is long term. You can potentially get into a 3rd contract if you do what you're supposed to do. There's all these extensions that can happen, right? 2 years from now, 3 years from now, they might double up and give you another extension, right? You got to play the long game. You got to play the long game. If I'm an agent, that's exactly what I'm telling my client. Play the long game. You know what I mean? We're all going to make some money. We're all going to make some bread here. So my man, James Cook, his issue was he made it public. And now, not only did he make it public, he could have said, yo, I'm hoping, you know what I mean, I get you can do the eyeball emojis all you want. But when he was like 15 mil and I stand on business, I think that's what turned Brandon Bean off. Oh, so you think you're worth 15. So you think you're the 2nd highest paid running back in the game. Let me look back at your statistics. Let me see. Oh, hold on. All right, so you got 207 touches. So you're not even getting the touches like the big boys are. All right, number 1. You're on the field less than 50% of the time, maybe 57% of the time, I think it was, if I don't remember the numbers correctly. I bet. So it's not like you're a back that you're a 3-down back, always on the field, right? So those things that Brandon Bean could have easily picked apart and says, asking for 15, I get the market, but you're not elite like that. So if you want to stand on business and you put it out there that you want 15 mil, you're making it clear and you're standing on business, meaning you're not budging. So when you already put it out there that you're not going to budge before or during, because you don't know when the negotiation started, before or during negotiation, you what they say, dug your feet in the sand. You said, I am budging. That's what I'm worth. And that's what I'm going to get. And if you don't like it, I guess I just have to play my season out. And that's exactly what Brandon Bean said. Yo, you're not worth the money that you think that you're going to get. So here's what I will do. You're going to play the season out. So there's many options. And I set this up so I can get into why this video is about James Cook on the trade block. Most people are thinking, why would you trade James Cook? Let me make sure that you understand why this discussion is happening. I'm looking at it objectively. All right. So if James Cooks plays this year and has a monster year, he's going to ask for 15 no matter what, because he's asking for it now and not moving. You think he's not going to ask for more? He'll ask for more. So is it a tactic to get signed now at 15? Because if I have another great year, yo, that money's going up. CMC is making 19. I might ask for 17. You know what I mean? Look, I just saw what Saquon Barkley just did. And you saw what just happened for Saquon Barkley and his stuff. So there's gamesmanship in this situation. So then I'm thinking to myself, okay, Brandon Beane, if as a GM, he's sitting here going, okay, I got one more year out of James Cook, and he goes out and has a monster year. Now I've got to bid for him like everyone else, right? So now I got a bidding war. Now, will he have first dibs? Absolutely, because he can seriously just say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to franchise tag you. Right? I'm going to tag you. I'm going to put the tag on you. Actually, hold on. Can he even put the tag on that, brother? Of course he can. I'm sure he can. I got to make sure. I thought I was able to, and if you guys know, I should be able to. Yeah, you could definitely franchise. Anyways, the options are, can I franchise? Can I franchise tag your ass? Because then now that becomes not that I own you, but like, yo, this, you want to play that game, I can play that game. Right? Of course he can. I just got it. He can. So he plays this year, and Brandon Beane next year could say, that was a solid year, bro. You had like 1,200 yards. You had 9 touchdowns. That was a great year. Still not worth 15, but I still love the value you bring to this team. So I can tag you. And when I franchise tag your ass, the tag number will be the top 5 money in the running back room. So 19 down to what? The next paid guy is 14, and then down from there. So the average will probably be around 13 mil. He'll eat that all day. So this is where James Cook kind of messed up the bag a little bit. You spoke too soon and too loudly. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, Brandon Beane is like, I got all the leverage on my side. So you're going to play this season out, and you and I will sit down, we'll talk and see if we can iron out a long-term deal, because I really do want you part of this team. I drafted you, for crying out loud. It's a pride thing. I want to retain you, and I want you to be the first running back and under my regime and my tenure with the Bills that I re-sign, because none of the running backs that I brought in have been re-signed. They've all been shipped or not signed. You'd be the first. So let's try to work something out. Now, if he digs his foot in the sand and says, I ain't trying to take no tag or whatnot, I mean, you ain't got to go to first of all, get a choice, number one. But Brandon Beane seems like a fair cat. So then, if it's not the tag situation where Bills don't usually tag people, franchise tag people, they might let him walk. Why let James Cook walk? This is my thing. Play a year and just let him walk. That's a talent. So if Brandon Beane has no intentions of tagging or adhering to the $15 million that James Cook wants, so you have an opportunity right now to move from him, to trade him. It's not like we don't have anything in the back ready to roll. You got Ray Davis, you got Ty Johnson, and you got Frank Gore Jr. And you got a whole draft with some backs that can really run the football. So, like, this is not a great year to, you know what I mean, sit here and demand. If it was last year, you could have. Everybody, all the running backs were getting the bag a little bit, right? And they proved themselves in their first year with their teams. So now you're in a predicament, James Cook. So now as a GM, I'm sitting here going, okay, so if I don't tag him next year, because I don't normally retain running backs. Running backs are a dime a dozen. That's probably what Brandon Beane is thinking. Would he like to retain him? Of course he would. I drafted you, right? Homegrown. I want to keep my talent. You saw what I did. Christian Benford, Greg Rousseau, Khalil Shakir, Terrell Bernard. I want you to be the 5th guy that I bring back. But you playing this game with me. I've been in this game too long, son. You ain't going to play me like that. So I've got to make decisions. So then I started thinking to myself. I said, self, what do you do with a situation like this? So I started thinking. I put a little something together, and I can't believe I didn't actually put myself in here, but I'm actually going to go and look for it now as I talk. So then I started thinking about packages that could benefit the Bills and benefit another team. Understand that I don't want this to happen. I want the Bills to retain James Cook at a good deal, and then let's keep it rolling. But this is the part of the business, because you got to play the long ball. You got to play the long game. Do I actually see you in my future with this team? And if I don't, strike while the iron's hot. You just had a pretty decent season, 16 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards rushing, 2-time Pro Bowler, back-to-back years. And you're only 25 years of age. You're a pass catching back. You show that you can run inside. You showed you can run outside. And you're damn near averaging 5 yards a carry for your career at 4.9 yards a pop. You are a stud at running back. So what am I going to do? So then I was like, all right, let's talk about it. So then I'm like looking for who or what franchise would best fit James Cook, if not that Brandon Beane would be the one making phone calls. If somebody were to call Brandon Beane and say, yo, is James Cook available? And there were two teams that stood out to me that would likely be teams that would be interested in both trading with the Bills. I got two teams. I thought I had a third, but I looked into it and I was like, yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. I don't think that's going to work out. So I'm stuck with two teams. One is from the AFC. One is from the NFC. I tried to, try to make it a third team, but the cookie didn't crumble the way I wanted it to. So in the chat, if you were to look for a team to trade with the Bills, what team would you, if you're Brandon Beane, what team would you pick up the phone? And here's the one thing I love about Brandon Beane. Brandon Beane will always tell you, I always pick up my phone. There's not one time that you're going to see me not pick up my phone. If somebody calls me and they want to have a conversation, I am not opposed to having a conversation. Never have been, never will be. I'm always going to have a conversation with people. So don't think I won't, because I will. He's always listening. So I was like, okay, so what teams would work? So then I'm thinking, okay, let me go. I'll let you guys decide. Should we go AFC or NFC? Which one do you think I'm talking about? You guys let me know. AFC or NFC? I'll look in the chat to see where we go. I see some people already starting to take a look. I'll tell you right now, NFC West is absolutely correct. NFC West is absolutely correct. So y'all may like this, y'all may not like this. So I'm ready for people to come at me. All right, I'm cool with it, because we're having discussions. So let's go to the NFC. Here's how I look at it. If the Bills were to field a call, Cardinals come calling. They say, hey man, what's it gonna take to get James Cook off your roster and onto mine? They might say, our picks this year are off limits. We're trying to, build for my guy, but next year we could talk. So I'm like, Bills send off James Cook next year's 6th and take on Cardinals next year's 2nd round with a 5th round of next year as well. So I'm looking at this and wondering, okay, why does this work? Who wins in this scenario? And I feel that looking at this scenario here, I think it's a win-win, because not only do the Bills offload someone that potentially they may not sign next year, and I'm not saying it is, I'm looking at all aspects that they may not sign next year. You got to look at all aspects of the game. So as I'm looking at these Cardinals and seeing how we can kind of make this thing work for them, I found it extremely interesting. So here's why I believe it can work. All right. So I'm just looking at my notes here, what I wrote down. So why it works, right? Cardinals are in somewhat of a rebuilding phase. All right. They're in it, but they still got their quarterback coming back to normalcy. So they're still building. They got a lot of money under the cap. So that will take care of paying James Cook. They can absorb that contract if they need to. James Cook provides a dynamic offensive weapon. He can catch out of the backfield. He's a mismatch. We all know that. He's a mismatch. And now you put him in a pass heavy offense with Kyler Murray. You got him. You got Kyler. And now you can kind of work something out. James Conner had a great year last year, but he's 29 going on 30. So to me, you send Cook to the Arizona Cardinals, you get yourself a second round pick next year, right? You offload his contract off to them. They'll give him his contract that they want. To me, I look like it's a win-win for the Cardinals. For the Bills, financially, $5.3 million cap space, save that. And obviously, you gain that second round draft pick. And you know how Brandon Beane likes his draft capital. Heck, we got 10 picks now, and we're hosting the Vikings second round pick that we got from the freaking Texans. Some of y'all are like, I don't know if I like this one. Well, this is if you have no intentions on signing him next year. So if you're going to move on from him and you lose him to nothing, you might as well get something. So that's why I'm putting that out there. So again, Cardinals, we get their second round pick next year and their fifth next year, and they get James Cook, and we have Ray Davis, we have Ty Johnson, and if we really wanted to, we can draft that other running back that gives us similar play from James Cook. This is a deep running back draft. So that might be something that if we're going to lose him, regardless, you got to move him now. My man says, smash that deal, Rico, sign it, ink it. Some like it. Some are like, yo, what's wrong with you? Look at that. My man, second round, Rico, put that pipe down. Meaning, is that you don't think they'll give up a second round for him, or you're thinking that he deserves more? I'd be interested to hear what you say, because I'm being rich by saying second round. They might not even think about giving a second round up. But I'm thinking a second round next year, they get James Cook now, that might work out. Someone said the valuation is the third, fourth. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Second was a little high, but I figured what he was able to do this year and his age at only 25, he's not known to be an injury-prone guy. His value is a little high right now. So that's one way of looking at it. My man TDC is like, yo, that's a horrible trade. Counter it. Show me a counter. All right. Now, that is the Cardinals. You get James Conner, 30 years of age. You got Trey Benson. You get that's for the future. You got James Cook, Trey Benson for the future. You got some. Kyler Murray, dual threat quarterback. That could be a good pairing. Now, AFC. If somebody were to call the Bills, because Brandon Beane ain't shopping. He's not, but he's always going to pick up the line. He's always going to pick up the phone call. Jason Miller said, yo, Cowboys would give a second. You know what they would, though? Yo, Jerry Jones? You never know what Jerry Jones can do, man. Jerry Jones is a wild boy. So I could definitely see it. So NFC team would be the Cardinals. AFC team, I'm looking at the Raiders. And the trade scenario was very similar. The only tweak that I would make with these Raiders, because they got Zamir White, they got all these Isaiah Spiller, they got all these backs that they don't move the needle. They're not moving the needle. And Geno Smith just got signed to the Raiders. You got Pete Carroll as their head coach because he does value the running back position. So they could easily just draft themselves an early running back. Some might say, that might be too soon to do that. Unless you see Genty as that dude, right? Am I saying it's too soon for that? So James Cook immediately gives them a boost at the running back position. They got tons of money in cap. So they'll be able to give that man what he wants if he goes to the Raiders. They got a big, huge need at running back. They got over 40 plus mil they're going to have in space, and they can afford him. The Bills trade him, 5.3 mil. You guys already got that part, and you gain that. Potential return, and this is what I was looking at. What I would change here is, instead of a second round next year, because I was thinking about this, but it was too late. I made the graphic already. I wouldn't mind grabbing a third this year. A third this year. They get James Cook. We swap 6th and 5th round picks, but we get a third this year. That would be massive, because now the Bills now have a first, 2 seconds, and they get back their third that they lost for trading for Amari Cooper. And the Raiders, they don't got nothing at running back. So if you get James Cook right now, you can now focus on building that receiving room. I don't know if you've seen that receiving room. They got Brock Bowers, Myers, great tight end duo, Jacoby Myers as the receiver, and the rest are just kind of So you can get yourself a nice receiver in the top 10 pick if you want to. Help out Geno Smith. So I like the Raiders in this situation. The only thing I've changed is that second round for next year. I'd make it a third. And now Brandon Beane has ammo to do what he needs to do to move up in this draft and get that bona fide corner, bona fide defensive tackle right in the middle. Bob's your uncle. Now we're cooking with some grease. But some of y'all are like, I don't like that. You're giving up James Cook. And it's not like you got a bum at running back behind you in Ray Davis. Y'all love Ty Johnson. Weren't we thrilled to have Ty Johnson as a running back? Oh, yeah, we retained him. I needed that guy back. I think we'd be great. Now, would I want to lose James Cook? Let me make that very clear. No, I want him to be retained on this team, get himself a contract that's worth it. But if Brandon Beane has no interest in keeping that brother on, shoot, you might as well get what you can for him if teams are calling. And I figured two teams that could use some firepower in that backfield would be the Cardinals and the Raiders. Koala Bear says, yo, to be fair, Beane has drafted RBs only in the second and the third. Singletary in the third. They got Zach Moss in the third and James Cook in the second. And guess what? He's never retained any of those backs. He traded Zach Moss, let Singletary walk, and right now they're in this land of who knows what the heck is going to go on with James Cook. That's the tough part in this situation. Now, Raiders desperately need something, right? They're in a tough AFC West. Obviously, you got them boys over there in Kansas City that's doing it. Obviously, you got the Raiders. I mean, you could use some help out there. You got Denver. Denver's up and coming playoff team. I mean, and the Chargers. You see what the Chargers are doing. So this is a chance for the Raiders to kind of stay in the mix. You got yourself a quarterback. You got yourself a head coach that's got some experience. Now start filling the holes that you need. And right now you get one that's a guy that knows the league, can play in this game, dynamic, still 25 years of age. Let's roll. Let's roll. So that's the way I look at it. Those are the two teams that I have. I couldn't pinpoint a third team. Maybe Dallas would have been one of them. But we'll see. What's my man Walter saying? I saw Walter. I'm going to put it back here. He says, poor Josh Allen. He got people trying to trade his RBs and his damn head coach politicking for rules change that work against him. But we got him. We got him with it. We got him the Chargers receiver 3. So I guess we're fine. So my man Walter does not like the idea of moving on from James Cook if a team were to call. Now, there are a lot of people that feel the same way Walter does, especially with coach saying, yo, get rid of the tush push. He's like, bro, that's how I got double-digit TDs 2 years in a row. What you talking about? What you mean? What you mean, coach? What you talking about, coach? But that's a fair point, though, Walter. That's a fair point. But also understand this is a business, baby. This is a business. And if you can strike something now, if you have no intentions of retaining him, then we go from there. Now, based on Brandon Beane's own words, he says, right now, ain't nothing going on. Conversations of contract talk is dead. If we're going to get back into contract talk, it's going to be next year. And who knows? We'll probably sit down before the season ends and maybe we can strike something out. So it's not going to happen. But I can tell you right now, it ain't going to happen right now. Not at all. But if someone calls and says, yo, man, I noticed that you're not trying to pay my mans and he wants 15 mil, I'm willing to give him that 15 mil. So let's talk. You don't think Brandon Beane would pick up the phone and say, I'm listening? Heck yeah, he would. So to sit here and say, nah, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. You'd listen. Because if you were able to get a haul, you wouldn't do it? Come on, fam. You would. Now, if you didn't have anything in the backfield, then that's a whole different ballgame. If your backfield looked like the Raiders' backfield was Zamir White and Isaiah Spiller, a bunch of just whatevers, then I would get you. I'm trying to think of another weak backfield. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys were rocking with Rico Dowding and Zeke Elliott last year. Come on, fam. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, Bean would listen. Bean would absolutely listen. So to sit here and be like, nah, man, we ain't doing that. Come on now. Like, look, my man Senke is like, yo, to chop Cook is blasphemy. Remember, he outworked every RB. We've been blessed with Cook. Can't tarnish him when he's the second best player on the offense. Davis had one good game on a broken play. So he props up one, but disrespects another one. Senke, you tripping, bro. You tripping. And I'm not, and listen, let me be clear. I mean, I don't know how early you joined the show. This is if Brandon Beane has no intentions of retaining James Cook next year, because he's certainly not going to sign him now. So he's got to play this year out. And you never know. James Cook might get into, you know what I mean, a season-ending injury with something stupid, a shoulder, whatever the case is, and he's out. So, like, you ain't going to bring him back unless you do try to bring him back, but on a lower level. Hey, man, you got an injury. You want to come back to me, bro? It's the gamemanship. It's all that. All those things play a factor. Obviously, you don't want any of those things to happen. You want a healthy play. You want a healthy season. And shoot, I want my running back, James Cook, to win a Super Bowl with Josh, with Khalil, with Greg, with Benford, with the whole crew. But all this, and this is all speculation here, could have been avoided had he just went, not a word, keep my mouth shut, don't even put a number out there, and let's negotiate. But he's standing firm on his 15 mil. And a lot of Bills fans are saying, bro, you ain't worth 15 mil, bro. Chill out. Chill out with that. Chill out with that. You're not worth 15. So stop asking for 15. You're not worth it. Some folks are like, no, you got to pay him. It's the market. The market's the market. You got to pay him. And Brandon Beane's like, no, don't see it. Can't do it. Let's talk about it next year at a lower price. And James Cook might come in and say, bro, I just had 1,400 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns. Get out of here with that. You're going to pay me or somebody else will. And that's my thing. If you don't pay me, somebody else will. And it's true. Look at the contract that Gabe Davis got. I really didn't see Gabe Davis getting all that type of money. Look at the money he got. Look at the money that Tremaine Edmonds got. He got huge money, massive money. So he gonna get paid one way or another. So either the Bills do it, or they make a move and make a deal with someone that will do it, and that way it's off their books, and now they can focus on other things. Some folks truly believe that without James Cook, this offense is completely different, and I disagree with that. I disagree. I think we'll still have great success with Cook or not. I'd rather have Cook in, but I think we'll have great success. Why? Because you got 17 back there. You got a great old line, and you got 17 back there. Come on now. Let's keep it a buck here. Let's keep it a buck. Anyway, that was my 2 cents. Chime in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I'm going to start reading some comments here, and we'll go from there. If you have a comment to make, you guys know what to do. Jump in there, and I'll try to do my best in seeing it. Don't get upset if I don't see it. Big Papa Bill. What up, Big? He goes, Cook is only getting 15 a year if he breaks 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns. Otherwise, you better shut your ass up. Is pretty much what he's saying. Drippy, what up, Drip? Drip says, yo, facts. I disagree. Ray Davis balled out the week Cook sat out. I don't know. I'm not going to hear no Davis slander whatsoever because Davis can run the freaking football. And they respect Davis. And here's the big thing, though. Davis can play all 3 downs. Davis can catch the ball out of the backfield. Davis is not a liability. And I go back to this every time, man. If you go back and look at the last series that the Bills had the ball in their hands, your best player has to be on the field. I don't care about scenario. I don't care about, you know what I mean, down and distance. And this is the thought, I need my best player on the field. James Cook wasn't on the field. It was Ty Johnson. And no disrespect to Ty Johnson, but someone that's asking for $15 million a year, I better be on the field. Not my third RB. You catch what I'm saying now? So Bean, if I see it and y'all see it, you don't think Bean sees that too? I'm just saying. So keep that in mind. I'm not gonna disrespect. I won't let anybody disrespect my man Ray Davis like that. Ray Davis is just waiting for his turn. He's just waiting for his turn. So it's going to be an interesting offseason because now you got James Cook coming in, knowing that he wanted a deal, couldn't get the deal. So now does he come in? I mean, this is where you have to your level of professionalism has to be of like high standard, because you got to come in still with the motive of these are my teammates. I love my boys. I love this team. I love this city. I love everything about it, even though I didn't get my contract that I wanted. Or are you coming in bitter? I didn't get my contract that I wanted. That's cool. I'm going to just put my head down, do what I got to do for me, and then try to stay as healthy as possible. Now, in this case, do we see more, and this is discussion now, do we see more business decisions made by James Cook? I ain't trying to get hurt, because if I get hurt, it F's off my money and I don't get paid. So the $15 million that I'm asking for now, if I get hurt, now my credibility is gone and I don't get it. Now I'm looking at an $8 million deal, $8-9 million. Hey man, you got hurt last year, bro. So sorry. This is what we're looking at you. And that injury that you got, this is what you're worth. Right? You've seen it. Who was it that was slated to have a huge deal and he got injured in his last year of his deal? He decided to play. He's like, you know what? I'll play my last year. What's it? The receiver out of Denver, Tim Patrick. Tim Patrick was supposed to get a good deal and then blew his knee. You're like, oh man, and he was nice for them. I feel like there's another player that was in a contract year and didn't get signed and played through and got hurt, and that was it. You didn't get that big deal. That's why these guys want their money now, because that way they can play with some confidence, saying, okay, I'm taken care of. Going into my last year, I got to play this out at the running back position. It's a tough one. I feel for James Cook. I really do. But this is also the freaking business, man. And here's the crazy part. James Cook might feel some type of way, and he goes into next year, and Brandon Beane's like, yeah, I thought I was going to let you go, but I'm just going to franchise tag you, bro. Sorry. You on the tag. Now, how would James Cook feel about that? That would be nasty. So if it does indeed happen, that's the nature of the game. That's the nature of Stacey King. He can't hold out. He's going to be in his last year. So it's either he's a free agent, he gets re-signed by the Bills and they strike a deal, or he gets franchise tagged. Or before any of those things happen, he gets traded. You just never know. You just never know. My man asked a question. He says, is this Canadian is in Toronto? No. This Canadian. First of all, have some respect for me, sir. This Canadian. It's Mr. Canadian to you. Nah, I'm not in Toronto. For you Americans that think that Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal are the only cities in freaking Canada, get a grip. It's like me saying, oh, you go from Iowa? Are you from Nebraska? Are you from New York and New Jersey? Like, are you from LA? Like, ain't no other states? Right now. Gotta love it. Drippy says, yo, Cook didn't even want to be a Bill in the first place. Don't do that. Don't do that to the man. He's just got that face. He's got that Stephon Gilmore face. He's got that Stephon Gilmore face. That is just, it is what it is. His happy face is this. Right? Stephon Gilmore you look like he didn't want to be here. That's the running joke. And I truly believe to this day that he didn't want to get drafted by the Bills. But it is what it is. And you know what? Maya, Linda West, thank you. Appreciate that. You know what I mean? If you don't know any Canadians, I'm probably one of your favorite Canadians. All right? So put some respect on me, bro. Put some respect on me. This guy. Is this guy from Toronto? This guy. Anyway, Walter S. says, it's like people forget the goal isn't to ask your RB to block on third down. If your RB is getting you to manageable third down situations, we're not asking for mass protect on third down. All right. You want to defend James Cook. I get it. But hear me out. If I want to pass or run the football, I should keep you in my game so this defense doesn't know what I plan on doing. If I have to take you out on third down because I don't trust your pass blocking ability, that is a problem. And if you want to get paid $15 million a year and you think that you're going to have the same responsibilities, you better kick rocks. If you want $15 million a year, you got to show me that you can earn $15 million a year. So this is another aspect that I want to bring up. Maybe, just maybe, the conversation with Brandon Beane and James Cook was, I don't mind paying you 15 mil, but when I look at the percentage of times you were on the field, when I look at the touches you were getting, when I look at, some of these other backs that are out here and what they've done for their team and what they're getting paid, it doesn't match. It doesn't align. So I need to see that you can stay on the field longer. I need to see that you can improve your pass block ability. I've got a $250,000 man plus some that he needs to trust that you can be out there not only to run the football well like you normally do, but to protect his ass on his blind side. You know what I mean? Not only that, if he throws you a ball on the sideline, you better catch that, because that's why I drafted you. I drafted you to be a pass catching back. But there's some moments that you don't, you know what I mean? You got your moments, so you drop some footballs where you're like, you got no business dropping that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo on James Cook because everybody drops footballs. Everybody does. The best receiver in the game will drop footballs. But you got to keep that in mind as well. And let's all keep it a buck too. There's a running back crew coming into this draft that's a pretty damn good one. So like all the timing is just wrong. Timing is just bad timing, bro. It's bad timing. It's absolutely bad timing. But Cook is still a damn good back. So I'm not going to sit here and poo-poo all over James Cook. He's a damn good back. Here comes Walter. Walter's coming from you today. So you're saying Derrick Henry isn't worth 15 mil per year, Rico? Because he doesn't play third downs either. But he's also a fan. We're not going to do that. You're not going to sit here and tell me that you're trying to, I'm not saying you're trying to compare the two, but you're saying Derrick Henry's not worth 15 mil per year. Do you know how old Derrick Henry is? Number one. Number two, Derrick Henry is a force to reckon with. You fear Derrick Henry. Frankly, Derrick Henry should have got paid more. He should have got paid more. They got a steal in Derrick Henry at $10 million a year. I think he got 10, or is it 8? They got a steal. So is Derrick worth 15? I would say more than 10. He's worth more than 10. He's certainly not worth 10 mil. Frankly, I would make, if you were to choose, if you put both those running backs and I ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot, Walter, if you trying to come and protect your boy, Captain Save a Cook, all right? You got both these running backs sitting here asking for 15. Who you giving 15 million to? You giving it to James Cook, or you giving it to the aging and older back in Derrick Henry? Who you giving it to? And no, if you sit here and lie to me and tell me you're going to pay Cook 15 over Derrick Henry, even at their ages right now, you a straight liar. You a straight liar. Don't even try to lie to me like that. My man is worth 15 now, and he's consistent, and you fear him. And I'm not saying you don't fear Cook. Cook is a damn good back. But I'm not going to sit here and play Captain Save a Cook on me today. Not today, sir. Not today. I'm on one. Not today. Come on now. My man said, I'm giving it to Cook. You tripping. You tripping. You tripping. But it's a fair discussion. It's a fair discussion. And there you go. There comes Walter. Here comes Walter. I'm giving it to Cook because he's the player on my team. Oh, please, you. That's a cop-out. The same reason we paid Benford 19 mil. Listen, Listen to me. That's a cop out, and you know it. I put you against a wall, and you copped out with that answer. And this is not like you, sir. Normally, you come with the heat, but I put you up against the wall, and you copped out by giving me because Cook's on my team, and that's why. I'm asking you as a football player and as a football fan, excuse me. You're looking at both these players, and both of them asking for 15. Who are you giving it to? I can promise you most folks would say, I'll be giving it to Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry looks like he could do this at that level for another 2 years. Easily. You saw what he did last year. This boy was on a roll. Absolutely on a roll. And he's going to do it again. And it wouldn't surprise me if they gave him a multi-year deal extension, or they did something that they gave to Fred Jackson when Fred Jackson was getting aged. I think the Baltimore Ravens do that. They say, you know what? Because we think you got a couple good years left in you. Yo, here's a little something that we appreciate you. $10 million for James Cook was an absolute steal. Straight robbery. Those boys should be in cuffs. Richie Fresh, you say Captain Save a Cook, man. Come on now. Those are bars. You know I say this because I love y'all, man. You know I play with y'all. Rico, last year at the stadium, if the Bills do a throwback uni, what would you want? Anything with the standing buffalo is my vote. The throwback. That's the thing, man. They don't have like. Let me see some, man. I gotta Google some. I gotta Google some. But I hate dead air. I just gave you guys dead air for like 30 seconds, and I cringe for it. So I apologize. Dead air. Ugh. Makes me sick. I'm just trying to look for images of like the Bills and their alternate jerseys, and I'm curious myself. I mean, if I were to choose, I'm a simple guy, man. That white on white is always a classic, but a throwback. Loosen. Let me hold on. Let me try to. Let's go through something real quick. Let me share my screen so we can actually do this together, because you guys let me know. And if there's any questions, concerns, obviously, you guys know, put in the chat. I'll try to get in there and read some, and we can go from there. Let me take this down real quick. So, throwback uniforms in our time. I don't know what I'm scrolling through, but I wouldn't mind seeing this one right here. I mean, back in the day, back in the 70s, this little unique combination, old school numbers with the I wouldn't mind that one stripe down the pant. This would not be a bad one. I'd like to see. I don't know if you guys can see this properly. Let me see if I can kind of zoom in and give you guys the goods. This is the best I can do for now, folks. Oh, I think I'm even worse. If you guys can see it, no problem. I apologize. This is all I got. This is all I got. Anyway, so I'm sitting here looking at these. Now, this JP Lossman one, I'm actually a fan of this one. This one right here, if we can bring this one back, when they rock these ones, I don't know if you guys can see that very well. I'm going to see if I can try to zoom that. But this uniform combo that JP Lossman wore back in the day, I remember it was Jason Peters on the squad. I don't know why, but I remember Jason Peters a lot with this one. Let me just kind of move my face out of the way. Hold on. I did the opposite. Let me move my face out of the way, and my doofus ass just put myself out of it. Let me see if I can bring myself to the bottom here. But that uniform combo, I kind of F with this one, man. If we could rock that sucker right there, I wouldn't be opposed. That JP Lossman one, that was dope. I don't mind it. I can rock with that. How you feel about this one here? I mean, if we're going to, well, close the ad here. If we're going to choose some, I mean, I'd like to choose some that's pretty slick. You guys let me know. I'm scrolling through these. Golly, those helmets, man. How could nothing was fashionable back then? You could not look good in that. I don't care how you dress it up. You might put a visor on that. Maybe you could put a visor on that thing, but nah, bro, you ain't got nothing. Nah, I'm not feeling that one. Not feeling that one. The dark pants. Now this I could rock with. Those look clean. I could rock with that one. I don't know how y'all feel about this one. I could really rock with this one right here. My man, it says, yo, give me the red helmets for crying out loud. Give me the red ones, but this one, I don't know. Stacey King's like, yo, that's trash, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Stacey King, come on now. But these ones, these are tough right now, man. Drippy, you see me. These ones right here, though, yo, I can see that. Josh would look that Josh would make that look good. I'm telling you. This is what y'all want to see? Is this what you guys want to see? This right here? I don't see the hype. I don't see the hype with these helmets. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't know what the big deal about these red helmets are. I really can't get with it. I can't get with it. To me, it's like, it's whatever. See, I can see it. It takes me back. If that's the reason for it, then all right, bet. But it seems as though a lot of people F with it, man. They F with it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I mean, shoot. I don't know. They give me New York Giants vibe. You know what I mean? When I look at it, just gives me New York Giant vibe. I don't know. Like this, I rock with. Clean. The white pants with the stripe. Like, I could rock with this. I think it's the white pants with the white socks, the white shoes, white helmet. It pops. It looks good. But you guys like this one. I don't know. We got to talk about it. You guys, some people like this one right here. I'm okay. I can rock with. I mean, shoot, I don't know where the heck did this one come from? Now this one? Shoot, I can mess with this one. How y'all feel about this one right here? My man said, yo, you're Canadian. The red, white, blue just doesn't hit as hard. No, it does. It does. I think the Bills have one of the best uniforms in the league. This right here, though, I can rock with this. If they came out with this uniform combo, yo, sign me up. Sign me up. I don't know what year this was, but sign me up. This is, what is this? The photo credits to what? I can't even read that. Something Miser Schmidt. If someone can tell me what year these jerseys were, and look at the mesh. The mesh, you can kind of tell the mesh in the back. Bro, these are nasty. Oh, you put a visor on that thing? Bro, sign me up for this one right here. I don't know what jersey this one is, but if the team's going to come with an alternate jersey, this is the one I'm going with. This one right here. 1986? Is that what it is? Someone said 1986 Billy D? Bro. Woo-wee. I like it. I rock it. I rock with it. I like it. Damn, man, that's clean. Yo, that's a jersey I would actually purchase. That I would purchase. I need to find out where. If somebody knows where I can get this one right here, sign me up. Sign me up. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, I like that. That's cold. That's cold. Sign me up. Sign me up for that, boy. Sign me up. Ooh, that's nice. Sign me up, man. You could dress this up real good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm all in. I just need to see the pants if they're wearing dark socks. I can see them probably wearing dark socks. That would look cold. Here goes the red helmets. This is what you guys want. The red helmets. I don't like this uniform combo right here, though. I'm not a fan. This is what you guys want, huh? Is this what you guys want? This one right here? That's what you want, huh? My man said, Rico, thoughts on the stadium demolition in March 2027? It's going to be ooh, that's a cold pick right there. My man said I flip off like a politician. How am I flip flopping? How am I flip flopping? What did I flip flop on? The red helmets? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Stacey King, you on my ass today, bro. You on my ass. I don't like it. Get off my ass, kid. Sir, I try not to flip flop. I try to stand on my business when I say something. If you're talking about me liking this picture right here, I mean, I got to give it some love. I got to give it some love. I mean, it's a cold pick. I like it. I like this unique combo. And I think this is what you guys are referring to. I'm hoping that they can show me another one. You guys like that one? That's a cold pick, man. That's not bad. But this is a cool unique combo, man. I'm trying to envision it. I just don't see the big hype with the red helmets. I think that's my biggest thing. The red helmets is cool, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, I need it. I'm not really seeing it that way. But anyway, let me just go through a few pictures. Walter, I'm still going to answer your question, brother. I will still answer your question. Well, that's a cold pick right there. Oof, that's tough. That's a tough pick right there, boy. That's a tough pick right there. Golly. That's dope. You know it's the 90s? Let me tell you something. You know it's the 90s when you see the line through the head? You absolutely know it's the 90s. This guy's probably got one too, right on the side or something like that, or right down the middle. You know it's the 90s, for sure. Right here. You absolutely know it's the 90s with that. What's that? That's a cold pick right there. It's a cold pick. Look at Jimmy in the back. That's a cold pick. I like it. Anyway, ooh, I know people that love this jersey combo. I don't know if I could. I know people that love this jersey combo too. This jersey combo is. Some people will just hate it. I got the Marshawn Lynch version of this, so I know it. Some people hate it. Oh, there it is again. I used to like it though. I used to like the red stripe down the side, and I was like, I come to look at it again. I'm like, I don't know if I can rock with it anymore. I don't know if I can rock with it. There's another combo right there. I like it. This combo, I'm a big fan of. The white helmet, white jersey, like I'm a fan of that one. Anyway, let me end this. I like that one combo. I combo too. The Bills got the best jerseys in the game, man. I just love their jerseys. Love the jersey combo. Anyway, let me get out of here real quick. To answer my man with the jersey the stadium demolition. I think it'd be cool. I think it's bittersweet. I think it's gonna be bittersweet for a lot of folks that have been to that game, season tickets, that, you know what I mean? They met their wife there, their dad. I used to take my dad there. You know, some people that like that. I used to take my whole family used to go there. There's gonna be a lot of memories. When that thing is demolished, that's gonna be a big one because lots of memories. There are people that you went to games with that are no longer here with us now. And I mean, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. It is a tough one, man. I think there's gonna be a lot of tears from some people, to be honest with you. Some people are very sentimental that way. I think you're gonna see a lot of tears when it comes to the demolition of Rich Stadium, right? Highmark Stadium, whatever you want to call it, whatever you identify with that stadium. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna be like, pfft. So when I think they do this with all stadiums, when it's ready to be demolished, they're gonna say, yo, whoever wants a seat, come take a seat, or if you're a season ticket holder, come take your seat. You can have your seat and take it. I don't know how this is going to work. If you want a piece of this turf, come take the piece of this turf. I don't know. I didn't know they were going to demolish it though. I thought they were going to keep it upright, but I guess there's no point in keeping it upright. Get rid of it and, I don't know, use it for parking lot space. I don't know what they're going to do with it, but I think it's going to be a lot of it's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of that. It's gonna be a lot of that. My man said, yo, Rico, you gonna let him call you a beach sandal? I don't know what this brother talk about, or this lady, Stacey King. I don't know what Stacey King talk about. Rico, you flip-flopping. Rico, I like everything. Bro, am I not allowed to like the jersey just because I'm not a fan of the red one? If I see it, if it looks good, I gotta say it looks good. Come on now. If I got to stick to it, and if it looks good, it looks good. But what I'm trying to understand is reading. It's listening comprehension too, right? I just don't see the hype. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't see the hype. It looks good, but I don't see the major hype. But somebody said, I think it was Billy D, it's nostalgic. It brings them back, and that's why they like it. I'm just whatever. So take back, call me a flip flopper, because you know what I mean. I don't flip flop. If I stand on something, I stand on something. I just say that I don't think the hype is it's just overhyped. I think that the red combo jersey everybody talking about is just overhyped. It's overhyped. Hold on, let me see what I think they're just having their own conversation. Anyway, folks, I just wanted to jump in and touch on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I think it was a good conversation to have in regards to James Cook and all the things that are surrounding James Cook and his Bills. Now, I gotta avert my eyes back to the draft. We talked about DBs last week, so this coming Friday, I think I'm going to get into the defensive tackle. I'm going to start getting into defensive tackle and defensive tackles that we should be looking at. Now, there's a chance that we don't get Walter Nolan. There's a chance that we may not even sniff Grant. We might be out on both those boys, and those are the two that I've had my eyes set on. But there's such a deep field at defensive tackle. So I'm going to start looking at guys that could fit with the Bills at 30. If we don't get them at 30, what are we doing in that second round? Right? Or are we trading up? Those are the things I'm going to be looking at as well. Droopy's like, yo, call me yo, you guys are fools, man. You guys are lucky that I'm one that I don't take any of those things seriously. I always laugh about these things. Life is too short, man. You can't take these things serious. So Stacey King, I still got love for you, bro. Or ma'am. I mean, you got that unisex name, so I don't know these days. Stacey, Ashley, you know what I mean? There's men that call Ashley. More Englishmen from the UK are called Ashley. You don't really see that around here. And Jamaicans can be called Ashley a little bit, but if you know the history, you know the history. But yeah, man. Rico for prime minister? Nah, bro. You don't want me as prime minister, bro. You don't want me as prime minister. I wouldn't be. I'm not polished enough. Certainly not polished enough. But we'll see. We got our elections coming up soon, so gotta make it count. Bill 7716 says, yo, Rico, what's your thoughts on the NFL draft, the Buffalo Bills in 2028? Excuse me. Hold on, let me run that back. My man's asking me for the 2028 draft. When? Hold on a second. I don't know why my all of a sudden my writing on the wall is small here. I can't even see your writing. Anyway, Rico, what's your thoughts on the NFL draft coming to the Buffalo in 2028 or 2029? What? Fam, I don't even know what I'm going to eat tomorrow, let alone the draft in 2028 or 29. But I also like a good troll. So that's a good troll question right there. And if you're not trolling, I'm sad for you. I'm sad for you. My man said, my Sabres beat your Sens as well, Rico. Those, man, the Sens have been bad for a long time. You guys know me. I'm not a hockey guy. I mean, some things, the only thing that right now that I'm paying attention to in hockey is if Ovechkin is going to get the record. If he's going to beat the great one, Wayne Gretzky, the Canadian, will he surpass Wayne Gretzky? And if he does, kudos to him, man. To play in the NHL that long, fam, that's incredible. So if he gets the record, shoot. Go ahead, boy. Do your thing. I don't know. What is he, like 8? Is he 8 goals away from getting it? I don't know. I know he's super close. The last I checked, he was like 13, and then somebody told me he was like under 10. So we'll see. I don't know. If you guys know where Ovi's at, let me know. But I know he's close. And here's a real question. He's 5 away? Golly. He's got to get it. How many games left? I know the season's coming to an end soon. So we got, what, 2 more? I mean, they have the season pretty much the same with the NFL, NHL, NBA. So if he's 3 away, bro, he better get it. He better get it. And he better not get hurt. And if he does break a leg, put a cast on that bitch and get out there. Do what you got to do. You got to get it. You went all this time. This could be the year that you get it and you retire and call it a day. And you did it with one franchise. He hasn't moved. Big time respect for Ovechkin. Man, that's crazy. I hope he gets it. Wayne Gretzky's a great one, but records got to be broken. Records are meant to be broken, and you got to show love to Ovechkin, man. If he gets it, we'll go. But I mean, listen, he could break the record all he wants. He's going to be like LeBron. LeBron breaking the points record and doing all these records and stuff like that. Somebody don't see him as the greatest to ever play the game. They'll always see Wayne Gretzky as the greatest to play the game. It's crazy, right? If he beats Wayne Gretzky, you think this is now the greatest guy. They're going to be like, nah, bro, Wayne was different. That's the way sports are. Sports are weird that way, Ray. Sports are weird. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had, you see, I mean, listen, Bill Russell, Walt, all these guys that got rings upon rings upon rings, they should be in that conversation of greatest all time. No, they keep looking at Mike Jordan. Shoot, come on now. We'll see. My man, Rico, your next podcast will be tariff 25%. You're hilarious. You are hilarious, bro. You stupid. Anyway, folks, that's my time. My man said, I wish LeBron was on the Celtics. Don't you ever wish a Laker were on the Celtics. I'm a Laker guy, okay? Don't let this thing fool you right here, okay? Don't let this thing fool you, kid. Anyway, listen, I thoroughly enjoy podcasts with my folks. I love it. I love having discussions with y'all, and I love having to express myself so you guys understand where I'm coming from. Whether we agree or disagree, right? It's always good to have discussion. We can't just sit here and talk about draft. We're going to have a lot of time to talk about the draft. Trust me. The days leading up to the draft, then we're going to have the draft, and then we're going to talk about the players that we did draft, right? How are these drafted players going to impact this team? Bro, we're going to be talking about it. Yo, Rico trashing the Celtics while wearing green. Listen, man, my wife tells me I look great in green. She says, listen, I love you in green. So I decided to, show some love in wearing some green. Doesn't mean I'm a Laker. It doesn't mean I'm a Celtic. Celtics, Boston, anything to do with that side. I'm good. I'm good on that. Shout out to my girl, Laura. By the way, I got one last thing to say, not football related, while I get out of here. Be kind to one another, man. I see that there's a lot of division and just too much of this, man. Your life is way too short. The good Lord gave us the breath in our lungs to breathe and move and energize, bro. Ain't no time to be negative, man. Don't let that take over you, man. Just be kind, be cool. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to say. I had that on my heart. I want to get out there. But last thing, big shout out to parents that have daughters only. Let me tell you something. Fam, I got 3 daughters, and I got my youngest and my son. Bro, the 22-year-old, she was easy. She was chill. The 11 and 13-year-old, especially the 13-year-old, I don't know what is up with that age. Fam, buddy. Shoot, I'm present. Parents were present, were there, but golly, that age group where they think they're cool and they know stuff and I'm like, I go back to when I'm 40. So I go back to the 90s when we were growing up at that age. It was nothing like how they are right now. Holy jumpins. It's like parenting became 10 times harder in this day and age. Golly. Anyway, I just want to shout out the parents that have just girls and dealing with it as they go. I hope it gets easier. These ones are something else. There's something else. Anyway, folks, be kind to one another, showing love to one another, man. And listen, we have this one little life that God gave us. Make sure that you use it wisely, man. And be kind. Take that time and take that energy to put out positive energy out there instead of, all that negative stuff. So listen, that's my time. And you guys have yourself a fantastic evening, and we'll see you back at it again on Friday. Hopefully my man Bot will be back. I know he's moving right now, so he's not all the way set up. So hopefully he's set up. His internet is giving him fits. So you're going to have a lot of rage Bot. Rage against the machine is going to be Bot against the machine, because he's going to be raging because his internet is going to be a little spotty. So have some grace for my guy, Ziba. So we'll see you back at it again on Friday. We'll try to get in some more draft talk, more draft conversation. And if something that you want me to touch on and any trending topics that do come up, obviously, we're going to touch on that. But if there's anything that you want me to touch on specifically, draft related or Bills related or sports related, y'all know what to do, man. Friday shows are all hold. We talk about everything and anything. So we'll catch you guys back at it again on Friday. Y'all have a great one. And until next time, it's your boy. And I'm gone. Peace.